Modern-day electronic technology, intricate and complex. Thousands of years of civilization have culminated in machinery as deeply confusing as the plot of a foreign film without subtitles. Devices like the one you see here are now commonplace, but people still don't take the time to think about what's inside the toaster. The Improv presents Windows 95 for the technically challenged. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world-famous Improv. And now, the grand, high-exalted mystic ruler of all that is funny, Mr. Bud Friedman!
Hello, and welcome to the Improv. I'm Bud Friedman, your very charming host. Everyone knows it's easier to learn when you're having a good time, and what better way to take the edge off the learning curve than with a few good laughs? So when my staff told me that Microsoft was coming out with Windows 95, I immediately said, "What's a window?" And everyone laughed. So I fired them, and we all learned something. But now it's your turn. If you're new to Windows, or even the computer, don't worry. Our user-friendly comics will guide you every step of the way. And if you're an old hand at Windows like I am, this CD contains lots of new information to get you up and running in no time. Either way, we hope you have as many laughs watching this as we had making it. So let's get started, shall we? They say that inside every club owner, there's a comedian dying to get out. And since that means I won't have to pay this guy, here's my inner comic and your personal guidance counselor, Ron Richards.
Thank you, Bud, and welcome to Windows 95 for the Technically Challenged. I guess that's the new buzzword today. Everybody's challenged. Poor people are financially challenged. Stupid people are educationally challenged. What's next? I guess dead people are going to be spiritually challenged. Anyway, we're going to have a great time tonight. I'll be hopping up here once in a while to let you know what's going on, so don't worry if you're a little educationally challenged. But right now, I'd like you all to take a look at the laptop on your screen, and we'll tell you how to get around the Improv Windows 95 CD. You know, there's an old saying amongst educators, those who can do and those who can't teach. And those who can't teach, teach Jim. Of course, if you're too uncoordinated or accident-prone to teach Jim, then you teach shop. I never understood that. Teenagers, power tools, and teachers with missing fingers. What a combination. Which brings us to our first lesson. Taught by a former shop teacher turned TV show host, Bob Visa is the star of the popular educational series, This Old Mouse. But I have to warn you, do as Bob says, not as he does, because, well, he's not that careful. So, watch it.
Hi, I'm Bob Visa, and welcome to another edition of This Old Mouse. You know, computer hardware has come and gone over the years, becoming more complex with each new wave of technology. But, ironically, the one piece of hardware that's lasted the longest is also the simplest and easiest to use. This old mouse. It's hard to believe, but this simple tool can help make the most complicated task quick and easy. You know, I really should go put on my trust. Tracy, run the video, will you? Trace the video. Oh. You can also use the mouse to paint, draw, wallpaper, hammer, even pick your nose. I'm kidding. Of course, you should never use a mouse as a hammer. Oh, hammer. I think I saw one in the closet. Excuse me.
You know, with all the recent cutbacks in military spending in this country, the armed forces doesn't really have as much to offer the new recruits anymore. Why, just the other day I saw a poster in the recruiting office that said, join the Army, free hat. Not that much. But the good news is that one of the military's top former drill instructors has joined the ranks of the Improv and is here now to drill you on some PC basics. So lift that chin, suck in that gut, and get ready to meet Sergeant Systems, USPC.
Intelligent Systems. And like it or not, I am your PC Basic Training Instructor. Now, before we get started, let's get one thing straight. What I'm about to teach you may someday save the life of your computer, so pay strict attention to every word I say. Is that clear? I can't hear you. Now, pay close attention to this training film. And remember, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all hard disks crash eventually, and the only good virus is a dead virus. And if you can't beat 'em, mode 'em. For no land is an island, and a mouse divided cannot stand. One nation under gates, with liberty and justice for all, from PC to shining PC.
Our next instructor, Jacqueline Couscous, comes from a long line of famous French undersea explorers who are always, one way or another, in the drink. In fact, she was almost killed several weeks ago in a dive on the left bank. But who knows what exciting adventure awaits as we go below the surface of a typical PC with Jacqueline Couscous.
Bonjour, hello, and welcome to the under PC world of Jacqueline Couscous. Today is a very special day, my friends, because today you are going to see. Well, actually, I am going to see. You are just going to see me go to see. You see? Anyway. Excusez-moi. Hello? Speaking? I am supposed to take who with me? Well, yes. There is room in the mini-sub, but I have already put on the suit, you see? Oh, I see. Oui. Au revoir. Oh, it seems I have made le petit faux pas. I will meet you in the mini-sub as soon as I get changed into something more comfortable. And I suggest you do the same. Because with Jacqueline Couscous, you never know who is going to be all wet.
Now, everyone is concerned about crime these days, but what really bothers me is how some companies try to scare you into buying their home security products. Have you seen the one where they have the ex-criminal as the spokesperson? He comes on screen and says something like, "Yeah, I used to break into people's houses and kill them. Now I install burglar alarms. Oh, great. This is the guy I want to invite to my house for a look around, huh?" You don't suppose any of his friends are still criminals? Then, of course, they always add that little threat at the end of the commercial. "You better buy a burglar alarm for your family, because you never know when I might start getting those headaches again." Of course, you never have to worry about crime when this next guy is on the scene. Mouse Pointer is a hard-nosed private eye whose unorthodox style has made him a legend in the business. Unfortunately, it's not the detective business, but he's not completely clueless, so pay attention while he shows you what to do when things on your PC mysteriously disappear.
All right, Jacqueline. I'll get on it right away. So what do you say? You with me? You look like you could use the experience. Think it over while I throw on a quick disguise.
Not nice to keep a girl waiting, Pointer.
Sorry, doll. I was just doing a little filing. Now, what do you say we put on the feed bag? I'm starving.
You're not going like that, are you?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll change on the way over. Get the light, will ya?
You know, being a comedian, I travel a lot, and the one thing I've noticed over the years is the cheaper the hotel, the more stuff in your room is bolted down. Why? Especially the artwork. I mean, have you ever seen anything hanging on the wall in a cheap motel or hotel you would actually want to steal? I stayed in a room the other night. On the wall, they had a painting of Elvis on black velvet at the Last Supper. I mean, if you're thinking of stealing a painting from a motel, maybe you might want to steal a pair of glasses first. Anyway, here's a man with impeccable taste. The curator of the Windows Museum with a look at Windows past and present.
Ladies and gentlemen, today in our museum tour, we'll review what we learned last week about computer history. Miss Porchnick, what have I told you about chewing gum in my class? Thank you very much. Right then. Last week I spoke about Leonardo da Vinci. Slide. Now, as you can see from this sketch, Leonardo was indeed a great artist, but he was also known in some circles to be an incredibly dotty old twit. After all, the steam-operated chopstick was a more effective device. Oh, those Renaissance artists. They thought they were so smart. If they were so smart, why didn't they bathe? I dare say Mona Lisa had to hold her breath every time Leonardo came in for a close-up. Why, his body odor could knock a cat off a liver wagon. Could knock a dung beetle off a cow pie. Well, nonetheless, next we go to Pisa. Slide. Now, since there was no electricity at that time, this device was powered completely by mozzarella cheese. Ridiculous? You bet your bippy. Slide. This brings us to the classical period of Windows 3.1. Clunky, yes. Traditional, certainly. And believe you me, when you use this program, you get the solution the old-fashioned way. You earn it. But all in all, Windows 3.1 is the perfect program, and there's no need to improve on its safe, if a bit slow, perfection. Miss Porchnick, do I need to come over there and physically remove that gum from your mouth myself? I will, you know. I beg your pardon, sir. What are you doing here?
I don't beg. Makes you look like a dweeb.
Class, pay no attention to this obviously deranged individual. I'm sure the guards will fetch him away presently. Now, as I was saying...
Hey, I am a computer artist, man. Do not call me an individual.
And do not call me man.
Okay, dude. You are so out of it with that 3.1 stuff. Man, I mean, dude, I know a program that can kick the pants off your program.
You do not.
Do too?
Not.
Two. Want to see it? Got it right here in my pocket. If you want to know what's cool and happening in Windows, click on this. So, stuffy dude?
Yes, unstuffy dude.
Which would you choose now?
Like, whoa, dude, I'm totally blown away. You even had to ask. Windows 95 rocks! Oh, damn me.
Let's face it, computers can be fun, but it's important to have a life too, you know. I mean, my friends' kids, they do nothing but play computer games all day, and it affects them when they go out into the real world. Like one night we took them to a Middle Eastern restaurant for dinner. And when they saw the dot on the waitress's head, they thought that was where she could plug in her mouth. And speaking of the Far East, here's Guru Ram Das to teach you how to achieve the perfect Windows state.
Hello, welcome, thank you very much, please. Welcome, weary traveler of the winding path of Das. Come and view upon my wizened visage. You have come to me seeking knowledge, oh, unwashed traveler? I shall take you from DOS C prompt to Windows 95 Sea of Tranquility. Gaze your imperfect eyes upon the Swami Hilarious. He has deemed you worthy of achieving Zen Windows 95, the perfect state of Windows. Windows is a state that encompasses all. All your programs shall work under its warm and caring embrace. To make your journey, click upon the objects he holds in the palm of his hand. Your questions shall be answered. Oh, yes. Ooh, you have reached the state of nirvana for Windows 95, and as a reward, I will grant you anything you want. If you just rub the magic lamp on my belly with the magic wand, oh please, please, yes, that's it, a little higher. soon I will grant you your wish. Lower, lower. Ooh, excellent. You wish to be done? So it is.
You know, I was flipping around the dials the other night, and I noticed something. Why do they always try to sell you those expensive self-help courses late at night? I mean, who's watching TV at 3 o'clock in the morning? Unemployed drunks. Well, my favorite late-night commercial is for the cross-country skiing simulator. Have you seen that one? They say it's just as much fun as real cross-country skiing. Oh, yeah, without all that annoying fresh air and scenery. Of course, the nice thing about the cross-country skier is that it folds up, slides under the bed, so you never have to see it again. Of course, one of the most popular figures on late-night TV is the king of the self-help infomercial, Tony Robotics, who will now show you how to become a better person with Windows 95, if I can find the right channel.
Hi, I'm Tony Robotics. You know, I wasn't always a muscular, unbelievably handsome, positive thinker. In fact, I used to look like this. If you're like me, then you want to be like me. You don't need an education, you don't need contacts, you don't need money. Although it helps. You need my book. Impress your friends through power decisions with dialogue boxes, menus, and the toolbar. Hey, if you're like me, then you want to be me. So I'll be right here with you explaining as we go. And if things get complicated, I'll calm you down by hypnotizing you with my magic teeth. So go ahead and click on my book to choose a topic, and together we'll impress all the new friends you'll have by making simple, everyday decisions complicated as hell. So don't forget, if you look like Tony and you sound like Tony, then you are Tony. And if you're Tony, then...
You know, I went home a couple of weeks ago to see my family, and the only thing I don't like about going home to see the family is that everybody wants to give me advice, you know, like my grandfather. He always wants to help me out, but his memory's not that good. You know, I remember one day he took me aside, and he left me there. But I got to tell you, the one person I never get tired of getting advice from is syndicated columnist Antivirus, who is here with some helpful hints on managing your Windows 95 desktop.
Hello, I'm Antivirus. Do you have a sloppy floppy? Are you looking through a dirty window? Do people see your PC and go PU? Well, I'm here to show you the how-tos of your PC with helpful hints from my syndicated column, My Computer, Myself. A person's personal computer is a direct reflection of that person's personality, assuming that person has a personality and isn't a network news anchor. This is why it is so important to have a PC that's clean, easy, and well decorated with little doodads that can easily be made out of common household items. For instance, I once made a lovely doily for my printer out of cat hair. My cat had needed a trim, and the doily discourages the mice from nesting in the paper tray. Lately, I have received a rash of letters, as opposed to a rash of fungus, which my doctor prescribes a cream for, but I digress, from readers who are singing the desktop blues over new Windows 95, which goes a little like this. I've got the desktop blues, I'm about to hit the booze, 'cause I just don't know which icon I should choose. In any case, I've sorted through your letters and come up with the most frequently asked questions about managing your desktop in Windows 95. They appear just below my picture, and a lovely picture it is, if I do say so myself. Just click on the topic of your choice, and Antivirus will explain away your fears. Well, loyal fans, be sure to read Antivirus tomorrow, when I discuss jewelry you can make from gerbil droppings.
They recently showed the original Dracula on TV the other night, and I finally figured out why he was so frightening to me as a child. Dracula was the ultimate adult. Right? He was always formally attired. His hair was always perfectly coiffed, which is pretty hard to do when you can't see yourself in a mirror. And he never used his first name, right? He was always Dracula, Count Dracula. I mean, he wouldn't be so frightening if he would have introduced himself something like, my name is Dracula. Steve Dracula. Hey, Steve, come on in, have a drink. And speaking of ghouls, our next instructor gives me the creeps, so if you don't mind, while you're all learning about the taskbar, I'm going to fly over to my favorite bar for a Bloody Mary. With real blood.
Whoa! Have you looked in the mirror lately? What do you want, anyway? The doc's out of town, and I'm kind of busy here. You see, I've got the Bride of Frankenstein sewing on the button. Yes, that's what she's doing. Ah, I see. I sense through my extraordinary powers that you are here for the job. Let's see that resume. A trainee background. Ah, good. You want to learn the taskbar. Sorry. There's nothing inherently frightening about the taskbar. But you don't get your vampire card without a few blood-chilling howls now and then. Plus, it helps to have an uncle in the union. Anyway, you're just in time, because Doc wanted me to use the taskbar to get this disgusting monster thing of his working, and tell you what, you're hired. You're going to have to handle this for me. I'll use my telepathic powers to guide you. Oh, there are 7 secret passageway activators in this room. See if you can find them to get to the Windows 95 desktop. Hey, Mrs. Frankensohn, cut that out. Well, I guess they ain't that secret. They all got labels on them. You might want to start by seeing if there's any good programs on the TV. The job of a vampire used to be so easy, but you won't believe the paperwork these days. Flight plans, biomedical waste permits, unjust enrichment forms, in triplicate. It's a nightmare. It's a good thing we've got Windows 95 to handle all these tasks. You go take a look at accessing documents. Ah, I see you want to use the control panel.
You want a leg or a thigh?
Thanks, Miss Frankensohn, but I think I would prefer a neck.
Oh, Count, you're such a picky eater. I hope I don't have that problem with the monster.
Oh, don't worry. We have other, more powerful means of rejuvenation. So now, I want you to go to the Windows desktop and click on settings like a good zombie. Ah, that crazy doctor. I'm always cleaning up after his mistakes. He forgot the brains. Of course, that would have its advantages if we ever decided to run him for office. Okay, I'm ready. We're going in. Help me, somebody, somebody, help me, somebody. I love this Rastafarian look. No! We must prepare the monster first. Explore elsewhere. You want to destroy everything? Not yet, my little monster in training. In due time. Oh, now you've done it. What did you do? Stockholm? Stockholm, not the Swedish program. Oh no, look out! Huh? Now those are what I call monsters. Oh no! It's worse than I thought. Hit the shutdown switch. Windows 95 is our only hope.
When I lived in New York, the radio in my car was stolen so many times that I finally decided not to replace it again. And to make sure nobody would break in, I put one of those signs in the window that says, "No radio." But then one day I get back to my car, the window's smashed, and there's a little sign there that says, "Just checking." The point is, crime is everywhere. I mean, these days, if you can't beat him, I say join him. Well, at least that's this next guy's philosophy. He's the mob's #1 accountant, and he's here to share his secrets on how he keeps organized crime so organized.
Hello, Murder, Mayhem, and Miller. You nab 'em, we stab 'em. You want the big guy? Just a minute, I'll see if he's available.
All right, McDougal, we took a vote, and you got 5 seconds to tell us where you put the dough, or I'm gonna make you wish you'd never been born.
I'm sorry, he's in a meeting with the mayor. Can I take a message? Okay, and how many people do you want hit? Because we have a special this week. 2 for the price of 1. 3 or more, and I can give you the group rate. I'll tell you what, why don't I just sign you up for the Hit of the Month Club? Okay? Great. And thanks for calling, Mrs. Jackson. You know, kid, when I first started working for organized crime, it was anything but organized. Getaway cars were late, ransom notes were misspelled, and hitmen never saved their receipts. But then they wised up and hired me, Leo Miller, CPA, CPE. That's Certified Public Accountant for Certifiable Public Enemies. But now, after reorganizing the organization, I've made full partner, and I'm happy to say that business is really booming. Guess we're having a new election, huh, kid? If I didn't like you so much, I'd kiss you. It's a great day for the deep freeze business. Thanks to improved profits, our employees can now look forward to job security and a concrete retirement. Good to see you again, Mr. Harper. Kid, you've got a lot to learn if you're going to survive in an outfit like this. I'll tell you, if you want to know the real secret to keeping organized in cold storage, it's pretty simple. Windows 95. The reason I called you over, kid, is I got the whole story on how I organized this place, and I'm going to write a book. I'm thinking of calling it The X Folders. Since I like you so much, I'm going to let you in on a piece of the action. Besides, I kind of got some writer's block. Take a look at this. You know, you're pretty good at this. After we finish this, I got an idea for a movie called Not So Good, Fellas. I got a great tagline for the movie trailer. I made him an offer he couldn't reuse. No way, I got it. You dirty cat. That's it. Oops, I gotta go. Hello, Murder, Mayhem, and Miller. It's my mother. Come back tomorrow, will you? Of course we do, Ma. 1 leg or 2. Well, we have a special this week. Did you see our ad?
I was watching a game show the other day, and they were giving away a free trip to Hawaii, plus, to take on the plane, Amelia Earhart luggage. Isn't that the woman who disappeared on the plane? I mean, what's next, the Hindenburg cigarette lighter? They should use names that inspire confidence in the consumer, you know, like Astronaut Armstrong. I'm referring, of course, to the great female flyer, Neely Armstrong, who, as we speak, is somewhere up in space, exploring the unknown. Let's join her, shall we?
Rise and shine, Colonel Armstrong. Ground control to Colonel Armstrong. This isn't working. Neely Armstrong, your mother wants to know why you haven't called her in 2 months.
Mom? Kenny dropped his contact lens down my shirt. He was just looking for it. Oh. Colonel Neely Armstrong reporting for duty, sir! Ma'am.
Hello, Colonel Armstrong. All of America is watching you this morning to get an update on your mission.
Request permission to act like a regular human being, ma'am.
Go ahead, Neely.
Hi, world. Boy, you look great. Hey, what's happening in the playoffs? You know, I put some money on the Knicks, and I'm a little bit curious as to what's going on.
Neely, the mission update.
That's all you ever talk about, Zell. Mission this and mission that. You never let me have any fun.
Well, Neely, you didn't join the space program to have fun.
I joined the space program for a lot of reasons, Zell. Not the least of which is when you go out into space and you step on a scale, you don't weigh anything. You know what else? Your boobs don't droop in space. Now, if only I could get a date. Where's that Captain Kirk when you need him?
That's not funny, Neely.
Are you and your computer sidekick Zell fighting again?
Yes, ma'am. In fact, request permission to disconnect Zell.
We'll discuss that later, Neely. First, the mission.
Right. So, world, our mission is to gain entry to and explore that great big black monolith out there, the Windows 95 Explorer. Oh, Zell!
Oh, Neely, hope you didn't mind my little joke. I did a good job, don't you think?
Great.
What are you doing?
Well, Zell, I no longer feel that you need to be restricted by your hard disk, so I'm sterilizing it.
Z, D, C, give me your answer true.
Well, Mission Control and world, since my mission here is done and we've finally cracked the secrets of the Windows 95 Explorer monolith, I'm going into a totally safe, deep sleep.
I can't afford to carry.
See you on Earth.
But you look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
I was watching one of those news shows the other day, and I noticed that a lot of TV journalists sign off with what sounds like half of a sentence. Have you noticed that? They'll say something like, in Washington, I'm Dan Jackson. What's the rest of it? But in Paris, I'm Fifi LaRue. Turn the camera off, Frank. Now, let me tell you something. If you really want the straight dope, you have to read the paper. And here's the straightest dope I know. Veteran newspaperman, PR spooler with the scoop on how to get your words into print.
Hi there, I'm PR Spooler, owner, publisher, and editor-in-chief of the most important newspaper in the world today, winner of numerous awards for outstanding journalism. Slime! You know, being a big-time newspaper man like me isn't that easy. It took a lot of hard work to get to where I am today. Of course, things are a lot easier than they used to be, thanks to Windows 95. You know, in my day, we didn't have Windows. We didn't even have a door, just a desk and a typewriter. But these days, Windows 95 sure makes it a heck of a lot easier for the newspaper man, or newspaper person if you want to be anatomically correct. Second. Spooler here. I'm the owner and publisher of the newspaper, lady. I don't deal with delivery problems. Call circulation. Anyway, one second. Circulation department. He threw it up on the roof again. Oh, well. Okay, Mrs. Moskowitz, I'll see what I can do. What's that? Of course that was a true story. Why wouldn't the Pope go bungee jumping? He can't afford it. Quack. Which brings me to an important journalistic point. A lot of people think I stay up nights fabricating wild stories just to come up with a headline that will sell newspapers. Well, they're wrong. I come up with the headlines first, then I fabricate the story. That way I know everything will fit. And I don't stay up nights thinking of headlines either. That's since I went high-tech. Here, I'll show you. You know, if they make this any easier, every jerk in the world is going to start publishing a paper, and who knows what kind of lies they'll print. Not as big as mine, I hope. Which reminds me, I got a paper to get out. And I better get moving before it's too late. I hate going to Mrs. Moskowitz after dark. Oh, by the way, feel free to try out my equipment. Make up your own edition. Say whatever you want about anybody. Just make sure you've got a good attorney. And that still reminds me, he owes me for 2 weeks. Boy, I better collect from him. I hope his dog ain't there. Last time he got my sneaker.
I recently flew non-stop from Los Angeles to London. 10-hour flight. Worst flight of my life. I sat next to a baby who smoked. 10 hours. Ah! Ah! I wanted to strangle that kid. But I did meet a very helpful flight attendant who I'm happy to say has since joined our staff and will now show you what to do in the unlikely event of an emergency.
May I have your attention, please? My name is Nanosecond, and I'm the supervising flight attendant today. Which means if you need anything like coffee or juice or a bag to barf in, don't ask me because I'm too high up in the airplane food chain to get it. And if you do ask me for stuff like that, I'll just look at you in an obnoxious way, like this. That said, on behalf of Improv Airlines, the captain and the rest of my slaves, my crew, I'd like to welcome you to Flight 13. Ma'am, I'm afraid you're going to have to put that monkey in his cage. Okay. No, I know you paid for the seat, but regulations state that all animals on a plane must be in a cage. Okay. No, that doesn't mean I can put your husband in a cage. Sorry. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. On behalf of myself and the rest of the... Sir, please stop choking that baby. Okay, thank you. Now, on behalf of myself and the rest of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to Flight 13. Sir, I take that back. Go ahead and choke that baby all you want. Okay. We're departing from DOS International today and concluding at our destination of Windows 95. Now, in the unlikely event of an emergency, I'd like to familiarize you with a few procedures that will make your trip through Windows 95 a safe one. We like to call it Windows 95 Help. Well, that just about covers the help menu. And as a reward, we'd like each one of you to have one of these Improv Airline flight wing pins. Just pick one up when you exit the plane at our destination. Now, the flight will be departing shortly, so remember, smoking will only be permitted in the smoking section after the no smoking light goes off. And drinking will only be permitted in the drinking section, otherwise known as the cockpit. A little flight attendant humor. And in the event of a crash, your seat can be used as a flotation device, and also as a lovely way to let the sharks know exactly where you are. Please, fasten your seatbelts. Put your seats in an upright position for no reason whatsoever. Our movie today will be Help! The classic Beatles movie starring John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Ma'am, could you consider putting a diaper on that monkey? Oh, goodness.
Boy, I had a multimedia nightmare the other night. I went to one of those karaoke bars. Have you ever been to one of those places? I think karaoke is the Japanese word for Star Search reject. You know, if they want to make it fun for everybody, they should have like a trap door in the stage. That way when some drunk guy gets up there and starts going, feelings, boom, he's gone. Anyway, here's a multimedia experience I think you'll enjoy. A hands-on master class taught by multimedia producer and showbiz legend cd-rom. But first, a song from one of his classic films. You.
And cut! Oh, that was beautiful. I have never seen such acting on a commercial for the medicated cream. That is all for today. I am overwhelmed with emotion. Oh. Hello. I am the famous producer and director and multimedia genius, cd-rom. And today I show you how to turn a little nothing into a big production using the accessories that come with Windows 95. But do not worry about your performance because I, cd-rom, will direct you, you lucky person. In the first scene, you are a nobody who wants to become a famous somebody like cd-rom and produce a multimedia extravaganza. So here's what you do. You enter Windows 95 desktop, move to the start button, and click. And what happens? Everything opens up. Are you ready? Okay. Action! Beautiful, just beautiful. You are going to go far in the business. Not this business, but some business. So keep up the good work. Okay, everybody, that's a wrap. Kill the lights.
You know, human behavior has always been fascinating to me. Have you ever had somebody call you up at your house? They have the wrong number and they get mad at you? What do you say to that? Gee, I answered my own phone. How thoughtless of me. You know, one day somebody called me up. They attacked me. I pick up the phone. I go, hello. They go, who is this? I said, I don't know, I can't see you. What am I, Kreskin? Anyway, Dr. Joyce Stick is an expert in human behavior who can help you completely change the way you look at things by making just a few minor adjustments. And I know it'll work for you because, well, it worked for me. You probably won't believe this, but I used to be kind of shy. Oh, hi, Claudia. Well, I guess I need a few more sessions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joyce Stick, therapist to the stars and to poor schlubs like you. You must be my 2 o'clock appointment. Thank God for Prozac. Well, let's get started, shall we? But first, be honest with me. Do I look fat in this? No? Great. Okay. According to my records, you are a kleptopyronymphomaniac, which means when you see something, you don't know whether to steal it, ignite it, or do it, right? Of course I'm right. But don't worry. Today I'm going to teach you how to take control of your life and change your own settings. Forget Freud and Jung, where everything was... This is the Gates method, where everything is joystick, joystick, joystick. What you need is to think of yourself as a computer who's been working with the wrong program. It's not your fault that you're a miserable drunk with several failed marriages and a skin condition. It's your programming. Windows 95 is the right program because it gives you lots of ways to control how things operate. But first, you've got to look deep, deep, deep into your wallet. Deep into the My Computer icon and into the very control panels folder itself. And so, I'm going to put you in a trance. You are getting sleepy. Your eyelids are getting heavier. You are thinking to yourself, my, that Dr. Stick is the most attractive woman I've ever seen. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's the trance I use on my dates. I'm sorry. Everything Dr. Joyce says is right, and everything L. Ron Hubbard says is wrong. Oh, no. That's my Dianetics reversal trance. I'm sorry. Okay, you are thinking, Dr. Stick doesn't charge enough. I think I'll overpay her. Now, when you open your eyes, you'll feel just like yourself, only 2 inches taller.
Well, I went to the gym today, but I didn't get much of a workout because I embarrassed myself and had to leave. You know, they always have new equipment at the gym, and I don't know how to work it, so I just try to figure it out myself. Ever do that? I'll just grab something. I guess you go like this. After about 5 minutes, the instructor comes over. Hey, you're getting a good workout with that towel rack, huh? Oh, is that what that is? What about this thing? That's the candy machine. Okay. Anyway, I think from now on I'm just going to stay home and work out with Richard Sims. You know, the guy with the exercise show on TV? And also, he just happens to be one of our instructors, so you might want to try working out with him yourself. But before you work out, make sure you get a nice, good stretch. Oh, I better get a little ice on that. I'll catch up with you later.
Welcome again to Richard Sims sweating in the windows. Yay! I am Richard Sims, and this is our 5th week on cable access TV. And I just have to thank you all for making my dream a reality. Oh, I've had so many lovely letters. Well, okay, they were from my mother, but she just loves our format. It's half exercise show and half computer call-in talk show. So, let's start the music. And we're stepping. And we're stepping over here. And we're stepping over there. Ooh, and we're stepping towards the phone. Caller 1, you're on the air.
Richard.
Mother, don't act like you know me so well. Yes, caller.
Hello, Richard. I'm not the relative of yours. I'm one of your many viewers who once flipped channels aimlessly searching for meaning in life, but now has cogent questions about Windows 95 at 3 o'clock in the morning. And not only that, I want to get rid of my saddlebags.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, why are there 95 windows? I mean, what kind of house is that? 95 windows? Only a crazy person would have a house like that. I mean, you'd have to pay a fortune to get a housekeeper that would do that many windows. I mean...
Mother! Caller. It's Windows 95, as in 1995, the year that Microsoft introduced the amazing new operating system that replaces MS-DOS. And the only way to get rid of those saddlebags, darling, is with donkey kicks. Thanks for calling, and 1 and 2 and up and out and bye-bye flab and up and over. Well, I can hardly believe it, but it is time for a commercial. So, why don't you folks at home click on a topic that you're interested in, and I'll be right back. Look at these saddlebags! Makeup! That's all the time we have for today. So remember to tune in next week at the same time when our topic will be using your monitor as a free weight. And if you don't see me here, that might mean I'm in syndication going mano-a-mano with Ricky Lake. So check your local listing. We've lost weight, and we've learned a lot about ourselves. And you can be proud of that. So, when you're sweating in the windows, remember, you're sweating in style. Wardrobe!
You ever have a job where you have to eat from that truck that comes around at lunchtime, sometimes known as the roach coach? Boy, there's some good eating for you. You know that food's bad. They serve it to you from a getaway car. Plus, you have to line up at the exhaust pipe, right? You haven't eaten in a while, you're a little lightheaded to begin with. Now you have to breathe in those fumes for a half an hour, just after a while you're hallucinating online. You finally get up to the guy and he says, "Can I help you?" And you're like, "I had a pony when I was 5. His name was Tim." And he sends you right back to the end of the line. You have to start all over again. Of course, if you really want a full-course meal, then there's only one cook who can do it all. Julia Files, the multitasking master chef, who will now dish up some exciting recipes for Windows 95. I wonder what's cooking.
Oh, hello, and welcome to the Julia Files program, Cooking with Applications, where you learn how to make a delicious and non-fattening Windows 95 compatible application step by step. People ask me every day, "Julia, how come you have such a weird voice?" Well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. Good. Most Windows 95 compatible programs share a number of common commands so you can apply these sweet, succulent tips to about any program. Now, just click on a topic from the menu card. Go right ahead. Oh, file, open and highlight on a Kaiser roll with copy. One of my favorites. You know, people ask me every day, "Julia, how come you have a mustache?" Well, it runs in the family. Today, we start with a little Microsoft Word. Am I good or what? Well, what have you selected for our next course? Stuffed multitasking insert and paste with meat sauce. Good choice. You know, people ask me every day, "Julia, why do you have so much hair?" I haven't had a chance to wax. Windows 95 is perfect for the modern kitchen because it allows for true multitasking. More than one program can run at the same time. Yes, it can. Oh, yes, well, something healthy. The Select All Salad Bar with bold Italian dressing. The Select All menu option on the Edit menu isn't just for files and folders. No, you can use it from within an application to select everything in the text document. Now, you'll remember that, won't you? Of course you will. You're not senile, are you? Ah, there you are. Save the changes. Save the changes. Oh, cute pincers. Fried font fish fresh from the format sea. You may not have heard of this one, but you know the song. It's my show and I'll fry if I want to. Fry if I want to. Ow! Ow! Cute. Fine French cut and save as cheeses. They usually make a very fine addition to any meal. I usually like cheese. But not with this recipe for spam brownies. I'll just put this back in the fridge. More than one dessert. Now this is what I call multitasking. If I keep this up, I'm going to have to pay a visit to Richard Sims. But you know, the great thing about Windows 95 is that it allows for true multitasking operation. 32 bits. And you can take advantage of the Pentium. Succulent and good. Oh, and give me some of that Mutex tart. Oh, yes, who says it's mutually exclusive? Give me a slice of that semaphore pie. Well, I'm Julia Files, and until next time, bon appetit. Oh. 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 Somebody get me a bath pail. Oh. All this eating is making me really hot. Oh. Sorry.